What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Coach Grossman Dynasty here on NCAA 14, featuring that college football revamp, of course. And we got a great game in store to end our first season as the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. We are taking on the number 12 team in the nation, the UCF Knights, who, made some waves in the Big 12, man. They did a pretty good job this year. They come into this season 11-2 with an 8-2 conference record. We're 9-1 with a 12-1 overall record, just narrowly missing that top 2 spot to get to the national championship game. Just creates a little bit more of a challenge, and I couldn't get that playoff mod to work, unfortunately. But on paper, we should not have too much trouble, I don't think. They have a B overall team with a B offense and a B plus defense. We have an A plus offense and an A minus defense. Plus, we have the number 1 scoring offense in the United States of America. So we have a really good offense, to say the least. Should be a really fun matchup to see how UCF stacks up, going up against yet another top 5 team 2 times in a row that they got to go ahead and do that. So gonna be a great episode. I hope you guys are excited for it. And if you are, make sure you go ahead, smash that like button, hit subscribe as well if you have to be brand new. I'll see you guys on the field for the Allstate Sugar Bowl. Let's get it. So let's go ahead and get the Allstate Sugar Bowl officially underway. And we will let UCF have the football first as Patterson lays somebody out, and now Covington gets a little bit loose down the sideline, and Josh Covington is going to pick up a gain of 16, and he is actually very close to a 1,000-yard campaign. We'll see if he actually ends up achieving that or not, but in the meantime, UCF actually getting a couple of good runs in early as they are using that option attack and using it well too, as UCF already just a few plays into the game, already in Oklahoma territory. We'll see if our defense can go ahead and step up here as we get them to a 3rd and 9 as Patterson looks left over to Greg Scales, and he will come down and make the catch. First down for the Golden Knights. But facing another 3rd and long, can the defense take care of business this time? It's a screen to the right. McMahon looking to get loose with it, and McMahon, he made a great effort, man. I cannot take that away from him, but he still did not reach that 4th down marker, and we will force them to settle for a field goal. So now our offense will go ahead and take over for the very first time today. Already down 3-0, but no big deal. We do have one of the best offenses in all of college football. We'll see if we can respond with a score of our own, as Antonio Dunn's going to take the carry and get it across the 40-yard line. That's Antonio Dunn that we're accustomed to, one of the best running backs in all of college football. If he doesn't at least make it to the NFL, I will riot on his behalf. As Royal does scramble right, gets it out to Brett Parker. And he does end up taking a shot, but he will still manage to pick up the first down nonetheless. And now, 1st and 10, play action. Looking to the right, we find Dan Romero, and Dan Romero is going to make his very first catch of the season. And now 1st and 10 coming. We're going to strike deep into UCF territory, dumping it off to the tight end, Drew Myers. They had everything else covered downfield, but still only 2nd and 3. We'll see if Dunn can pick up those yards for us, except we get blown up into the backfield. And this doesn't happen very often for us, but Antonio Dunn takes a 4-yard loss. So now it's 3rd and 7. We'll see if Maurice Royal can make a play for us. As Royal dropping back, looking over the middle. We find Dan Romero for the first down. And Dan Romero does actually end up getting a little bit shaken up. We don't do anything with the next couple of plays, so trying to set up the screen for Brett Parker, it does end up getting blown up and foiled. So we did have to go ahead and settle for a field goal of our own, but we will at least respond. We will have this game now tied up at 3 apiece. As now UCF will take over. And starting off strong here, handing the ball off to James Chase for the first down. And now just barely at midfield is Chase. He gets another carry. This time gets loose with it. Joseph Krakowski, the custom, lays the key block. And James Chase gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Central Florida. Sometimes I get those two mixed up, man, but UCF gets the first touchdown of the game late in this first quarter. And the Golden Knights will take a 10-3 lead after 1 quarter of play. We should be in for some great Sugar Bowl action. Let's see if our offense can play better here in the second quarter, though. So here we are in the second quarter. Kind of have seen our offense sprawl out a little bit as of late. We'll see if we can get a big play downfield. As Royals going to unleash this one. We had an open Brett Parker, but we overthrew our receiver, though. And it's going to end up being 3rd and 7 instead. Going with the bunch sent to the right. Royal dropping back, looking, trying to get it out. So it looks like, I want to say that was for Aaron Adkins. But instead, we throw an interception. And while our defense will end up holding up and forcing, well, we'll see what they do here. I don't know if they end up forcing. No, just disregard that, right? But not the turnover that we wanted to see. As now UCF will carry the ball. James Chase getting the carry and getting it inside the 15-yard line. So they are going to go ahead and get themselves into the, or at least in the red zone. We'll see if they can pick up a first down here as Patterson looks left and oh! Paul Webb had his hands on the ball and he couldn't bring it in, man. That's tough. So now 3rd and 3 coming up as Patterson gonna hand it off to James Chase, and James Chase cannot reach the first down marker. 4th down. But UCF already knows what time it is. They are the underdogs. They are not playing not to lose. 4th and 1. They are going to go for it. Patterson looking to try to get the first down, and he gets bottled up. The defense comes through and makes a daunting stand. And despite phenomenal field position for the Golden Knights, they do not come away with any points there. And now we will take over with 6 minutes left to play here in this first half. We'll see if we can do something with the football this time. Last possession did end in an interception. As we'll go ahead and run it with Antonio Dunn, taking it up the guts. As the cut to the inside will pick up a gain of 5. Antonio Dunn kind of bottled in so far, only 3.5 yards to carry. So we will try to throw for it here on 3rd down. As Royal will look, try to throw it to the left-hand side, but it was just not a good throw for Maurice Royal. Throw so bad that you don't even know who he was going to. Oh, that's embarrassing. And UCF will force yet another punt. And the biggest surprise at this point is just how challenging it has been to really move the ball. We have not been able to really do anything since our very first offensive possession. And not to mention James Chase gets that massive run down the side, 61-yard run. So they are in prime position to make this a 2-score game as Patterson gets blown up into the backfield. 4-yard loss, as that was Justin Kelly that got in there and forced a TFL. Is now 2nd and 14. Scales moved into motion, and he's actually going to take the handoff. Gets blown up like a Christmas tree, but does get to the original line of scrimmage, though. Still a 3rd and long coming up for UCF as they have struggled on 3rd downs. Only 1 for 5 on the day so far. As Patterson looking to the right-hand side to Covington, and Covington does end up coming down and making the catch. Now setting up a goal line situation as they can take a commanding lead here in the closing moments of this first half. 3rd and goal. Patterson hands it off to Covington, but Covington, my man, has nowhere to go with it. They could not get that halfback draw passes, and we will at least make them settle for another field goal, but we are going to be down by 2 possessions here. We could really use a score here before we end up going ahead and going into the halftime locker room. We'll see if this offense can deliver as Royal looks over the middle, jumps it off to Drew Myers, and that will be enough to pick up that first down. As now 1:30 left to play in the first. Royal looking around in a 5-wide set. Going to throw it over to Brett Parker. At least getting the completion, but we will end up taking our first timeout in the process. We'll see if we can get some bigger plays downfield as Royal. He's going to try to throw it to the right-hand side. Looking for Brett Parker, but can't connect on that one. So now 3rd and 4 coming up. Going with a 5-wide set. Royal jumping back. He's looking over the middle. Gets it to Aaron Atkins. And a little bit off target, but Atkins makes a phenomenal play that allows the drive to keep going. 1:20 left. Royal over the left-hand side. Gets it to Dan Romero, and Dan Romero fights his way across the 40-yard line. One more first down will at least get us in field goal range, but we want a touchdown. Royal looking right, throwing a dot over to Brett Parker. He takes a shot, but will bounce himself right back up. And here comes the Sooners. Royal looking, trying to connect again with Brett Parker, but cannot bring it in. Thad Bates did come around with the coverage. Is now 2nd and 10, looking over the middle, looking for Brett Parker, but it's going to be picked off by Levine. And a golden opportunity for us to get points on the board. We end up spoiling that chance. Although not all things are bad, Jeff Lewis does get called for a penalty during the interception return. So at least UCF does have a really long way to go before they can even think about getting some more points on the board. But a really important moment for our defense as he finds his fullback, Joseph Krakowski. That is actually his very first catch of the entire season so far. Coming in the biggest game of the season for UCF. As we do end up seeing the Golden Knights getting out of the shadow of their own goal line. Is now going to be 2nd and 10. Is now Patterson dropping back again, looking for the tight end Morris, and will end up connecting with Ken Morris. UCF also employing their timeouts. They have 2 more left to use. But will they need them all, though, in this 3rd and long? Patterson looking for the first down marker. Gets it out to Ken Morris again, but he's going to be stuffed short of the first down marker. We will take our final timeout, but it does not lead to any points for us in the other end. So a little bit of a shocker here so far. We're down by 10. So welcome back to the second half of the Allstate Sugar Bowl. And we will get this kickoff to start the second half, as Jeremy Tate will receive the kickoff. He's got some good blocks downfield. 1 man left to beat. Can he beat the kicker? No, but the rest of his team does end up catching up, and it ends up being a 65-yard kick return for Jeremy Tate. So at least we start inside the 40 of their side of the field, as we will throw it out quick. First play of the second half going to Brett Parker, who does pick up 9 there. As now 2nd and 1, going to move Sean Albert into motion, as he will drop back as well, looking for the end zone for Brett Parker, but it's going to be intercepted by Valentine. So yet another turnover for the Oklahoma offense. We have as many turnovers as we do points right now. I literally cannot make this up right now. We are down horrendous right now, but at the very least we do at least force a 3 and out. But we just gotta stop playing sloppy, man. 3 turnovers and 3 points to show for it from our offense. That ain't it, Chief. And maybe it will help getting Antonio Dunn a little bit more involved in the offense, as he ends up turning that little halfback swing for a gain of 13. Usually we don't see those kind of plays work whenever we run it in the game, but at least that time actually did become a really good result. And now here we are in UCF territory again, deep on their side of the field. Last time we were down here, we did throw an interception, as we're going to try to get it to Parker. But Parker does not contest the football. And it's going to be another interception. Tremaine Valentine. That dude has simply been a menace. Nothing else really need to be said there. He actually does break the record for most interceptions in a single game. Actually, insane performance, not only for him, but for the rest of his defense, man. They are really doing a phenomenal job of just absolutely frustrating us on the offensive side of the ball. And that mounting pressure continues to build for our defense, who needs to come out here and make sure we get another stop so that we can remain in this game, as Patterson's actually going to run for the first down marker and just barely gets there. Our linebackers did not react in time. So now, 2nd and 12. Patterson handed it off to Covington. Covington makes a man miss and is going to spin himself forward for another first down. Josh Covington, safe to say, now with his 1,000-yard campaign, is now 2nd and 6. We're going to throw, but look at this. We got a user pick. Oh my goodness, let's go, baby. We needed that so badly, as we were usering with Barry Foran. I usually am on the defensive line, but we moved back with Barry Foran, and Barry Foran, to his credit, man, he makes a play for us. But now we need to score. Royal looking over the middle, finds Dan Romero. Try to fight for some extra yards, but he will be stopped where he received the football. And it will be a 2nd and short. Trying to attack with a play action. Royal under shotgun, looks over the middle, finds Sean Albert, and Sean Albert makes a really nice catch in tight. One-on-one coverage as the first catch of the day for Sean Albert. And all that there is to it is punching this thing into the end zone. And sure enough, Maurice Royal finally gets the first offensive score of the day for the Oklahoma Sooners. And just like that, we will be back in it. Just a 3-point game now. As now it's time for our defense to continue its great work. Now we're only down by 3 points. We'll see if we can keep it that way on this possession, as Patterson, he's going to run it. No, it's actually going to be pitched out to James Chase, who will receive the pitch and pick up a gain of 6. And now, 2nd and 4. We'll see if they run it again. That's been their staple. No, it's a pass. Patterson actually gets out of the pocket and is going to slide down in front of Matt Mays in order to go ahead and avoid the big hit. It is now a few plays later now. 3rd and long. They must pass it this time. Patterson under duress. He's looking to throw it, but he's going to end up being sacked. And look who ends up finishing the job. Barry Foran, who had the interception on the previous possession, and now here he is getting the sack. His first one to get hands on the quarterback. And we will force the Golden Knights to punt the ball away again. It's been a defensive slugfest all game long, as they will punt it away to Jeremy Tate, who will bring it back. Cuts it out to the right-hand side. Will ends up getting forced out of bounds eventually, but not before reaching just about the 45-yard line. And just very important for us to have good field position. Like I said, we have not done a good job of taking care of the football today. 4 turnovers already. Been more turnovers than scoring drives. Not acceptable in my book. And now here we go. Maurice Royal, even with the interception, still looking to be aggressive. And that's why I love Maurice Royal. No matter how bad he's playing, he does not lose confidence in himself. And we're going to need that confidence. We're going to come away with a Sugar Bowl victory. 1 more quarter left to play, and we're down by 3. Help me out with some 4s in the chat, and let's see if we can get this thing done. So here we go. 4th quarter now officially underway. And we will start with a handoff to Antonio Dunn. And Dunn does fight forward for a gain of 7. We'll see if we can go ahead and get him a little bit more involved. But Maurice Royal also has to play better. Dropping back, looks right, finds Dan Romero. They were playing extremely light on the outside, and we took advantage of it. So now a 1st and 10 coming up, going with a run for Antonio Dunn. He finds a crease, looking for one man left to beat, and sure enough, he beats him in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And for the first time in a minute, no, this is the first time all game that we have had the lead, and it comes in a critical time. 7:58 left in the 4th quarter. And for the very first time today, the UCF offense comes out onto the field with a deficit that they need to overcome. We'll see if they are ready for it. They do pick up 1 first down with Sam Ramsey, but can they get another 3rd and long? They're 4 for 12 on 3rd down conversions so far. Patterson, it's a screen to the left, gets it out to Covington. Covington has a little bit of space, but he will end up being tripped up. And it will be another punt forced. And we will get the ball coming our way here now inside that 6-minute mark. And you can really feel the momentum in this Sugar Bowl shifting towards the Oklahoma Sooners. As he's going to take it out to the outside. He gets another pretty good return here. And with 5:40 left, we have a chance. If we can get a touchdown on the board, I think that will be enough, given how this game has flowed throughout the day, that we can finish things up here. We'll see if we can put the final nail in the coffin on this drive. 2nd and 4. Going with a free wide set, tight end to the right. Royal looks over the middle, finds Sean Albert, and he will manage to get himself to about midfield for what will be a critical 1st down. Next play, 1st and 10. Royal again throwing, and this time it's Brett Parker who's going down the sideline, and Brett Parker eventually forced out of bounds, but a gain of 29. And on the verge, now in the red zone, a couple more 1st downs will be the dagger as we fake the handoff to Dunn. Looking to Royal, but he fumbles it, and UCF is going to recover. I think he believed that that guy that was barreling down was coming for him instead of Sean Albert. And now UCF has a chance to take the lead. 4:20 left to play in the 4th quarter as Chase gets loose, breaks some tackles, makes men miss, and an 11-yard run. Been a real big day for James Chase, 180 on the ground. We'll see if they keep going to him, though, as it's a 3rd and short. Patterson looking to throw, going to dump it off to McMahon. And McMahon will take a massive shot, but it will also be a 1st down. Can they get another conversion, though? 3rd and long. Patterson looking to drop back, throwing downfield, and finds Greg Scales. And now all of a sudden the Golden Knights are just 50 yards away from taking the lead in the Sugar Bowl. Can they finish the job? No! Patterson gets dropped for a loss, and we needed that play to stem the tide, as the defense that we are employing here is continuing to play outside of its mind right now. As it leads to 3rd and 15, Patterson facing pressure, and it's going to be sacked. Alan Patterson tried to hang tough in the pocket, but he ends up getting ram-sacked into the ground. And UCF is going to be forced to punt this ball away. So we got 1:39 left to play. We still have all the timeouts that we need to get rid of, but a couple of 1st downs should do it. Can we finish the game? Dunn looking to run it up the middle. Will pick up a 1st down. And UCF will have to take their 2nd timeout. 1st and 10. 1:30 left to go. They're going to use their last timeout here, but Dunn does not reach the 1st down marker. So they can there's still a chance here to where they can get the ball back, but not if we have something to say. 3rd and short to win the Sugar Bowl. It's a fake handoff to Maurice Royal, and Royal picks up the 1st down. And from there, we will be able to go ahead and run out the rest of this clock. And this game was a battle. There was not as much offense as I thought I was going to see in this game, considering we do have one of the best offenses in all of college football. But it was the defense that stood up, did its job when we needed them the most. And despite 5 turnovers that we've had in this game, we are going to win the Sugar Bowl. And Barry Thorne will also be named the Sugar Bowl MVP, as we will be hoisting the Sugar Bowl trophy in order to end season number 6. Alright boys, so even though we do end up winning the Sugar Bowl, gotta give credit to UCF. They played to their strengths and they definitely frustrated us. Not only did we have less than 350 yards of total offense, but we also turned the ball over 5 times. It was just a really weird game, but we found a way to win despite the fact that we lost both the turnover battle as well as the time of possession. And part of the reason why our team was just having such a rough time today was because Maurice Royal, he was off his game today. 21 for 31 for 232 yards, but also had those 4 interceptions. It was a very uncharacteristic day for Maurice Royal. That being said, Antonio Dunn did get a chance to pass the football a little bit, and he did complete it for 2 yards. Now, for the running game, and honestly, this is kind of on me for not going to the run as much as I maybe should have, but Antonio Dunn still had a solid game, 91 yards off of 18 carries, and did find the end zone. Maurice Royal also ran into the end zone. He had 8 yards and a touchdown, but also had that fumble that kind of let UCF into the game a little bit longer than I was personally comfortable with. Now, for the receivers, no receivers got into the end zone, which I don't think I've ever said that for an Oklahoma game ever since we took over. But Fred Parker, he had a standout day, 8 catches and 83 yards in his final collegiate performance. Some of these other seniors also did a pretty good job as well. Now, for the defensive side of football, we saw Nate Parks lead the team in tackles. He ended up with 8 tackles in this one, kind of played as that extra man in the box, whereas guys like Eric Gunn, Justin Kelly, and Marcus Johnson also came through with 6 tackles, but he did not get his sack, so therefore he is going to have to settle for just tying the school record for most sacks in the season. Couldn't get that to happen for him. Matter of fact, we only got to this quarterback 2 times today. Kevin Davis did end up getting a sack in this one, and then Barry Thorne also had that sack, plus that interception that we did so happen to kind of use her. So shout out to your boy for doing a little bit more than playing on the defensive line for that defensive user. So nice game by Barry Thorne in his senior year. Now, a quick side note is that we did end up seeing the custom prospect Joseph Krakowski in this game, the IMG Academy product. He ended up with 1 catch for 17 yards. I saw him in some blocking plays and did also end up with a pancake. He wasn't in the game very much because UCF, surprisingly, even though they are a run-heavy team, they don't use their fullback all that much. But when he was in there, he was effective, so that was something that I wanted to point out as well. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, as we do end up winning the Sugar Bowl Classic against UCF, and we cap off our first season really well. We're going to end up finishing this season 13-1, but it's only going to be up from here. Next episode, we are going to have the off-season recap and maybe even some highlights of the national championship game as well. So you want to make sure to tune into that. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button, and then also hit the subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new. This is John Jake Gaming on the mic signing off. I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.